maybe it was a drink. Attendees at this conference, maybe it was your energy all week long. Chicago, way to show up. Yeah, there's goosebumps here, and I am loving it. I am Mitch Mattson. I am AATE's past chair on the board of directors. And you are at the 2024 awards ceremony. As we get this event started, I want to share a few logistics. And we're going to start with AATE's land acknowledgement. And thank you, Alyssa, for sharing this text with us. Together, let's take a moment to acknowledge that we are hosting this conference on stolen land in a so-called nation built by stolen people. This weekend, we inhabit the ancestral homelands of the Council of the Three Fires. I invite you to repeat the tribe's names after me. Ojibwe.
Ojibwe.
Ottawa.
Ottawa.
Potawatomi.
Potawatomi.
We speak aloud the names of the original and rightful stewards of the land and the waterways to poke one small hole in the colonizers' goal of erasure. We recognize that descendants of the Ojibwe, Ottawa, and Potawatomi, and many other North American tribes continue to live and work on this land with us today. It is important to recognize that all of our own lives are shaped by the legacies of what is now called the United States. Legacies of genocide, enslavement, forced assimilation, reproductive injustice, violence and threat of violence, and other kinds of oppression, which still persist today. Many of our ancestors perpetrated those oppressions. And many of our ancestors resisted, survived, and created so that we could be exactly here today. Let us take a moment in silence to remember and honor all of our ancestors who struggled for knowledge, justice, and play for all people. The ones whose legacies continue to challenge us all to honor the fullness and dignity of each human being, while calling us to be responsible and accountable to each other. Think of those ancestors, both blood and chosen. Thank you. May this help us stay rooted. A couple other logistics about the awards ceremony tonight. There's a digital program in Sketch. You do not need to get it out. But there is a PDF in the event should you wish to have the text, the biographies of our award winners, the descriptions of the awards. Large print programs are available if you need them, and Dakota is around should you wish to get one. Feel free to move towards the text. Tonight's events will include award presentations, recipient acceptance speeches, both in person and via recordings. We've got videos. 2 student performances from the incredibly talented participants of Chicago's August Wilson's New Voices monologue competition. And our, well, at the end of the ceremony, our end of conference celebration, our cast party, as it were. The final night party, which will take place immediately after, with live band performance. All right. Tonight's AATE Awards honor the exceptional individuals for their high quality work that they have performed in our field of theater and education with and for young audiences. In some cases, we're lifting specific work, play, or a piece of research of an individual. The recipients represent excellence in our field and in outstanding work, their commitment, and their dedication that make us proud to count them among our colleagues and allies, and we are lucky to do so. Side note, if you're thinking, ooh, I know someone that those words describe. I know someone who shines. The AATE Awards are presented annually at our national convention. In fact, nomination information for next year's conference in Cleveland will be on our website in December. But it is never too soon to start gathering letters of support, materials, hinting, nudging. Please help us identify and celebrate the work that is happening in our field at the next AATE conference. All right. I also want to take a moment to thank the chairs and committee members who served on the AATE Awards committees. If you served in this way, would you please just do like a stand up, a wave, a dance? Like, yes, thank you. Yes. We know sometimes our friends and colleagues cannot make it to conference, but we are so grateful for their work. Side note, if you'd like to be on that committee and read submissions, please email Alexis at aate.com, Jason at aate.com, Mitch at aate.com. Choose your favorite. All right. Committee members and chairs, we appreciate your work. Thank you. In fact, some of those people who just raised their hand, you're going to hear more from tonight. So let's get that started and allow me to introduce Casey Lane, Chair of the AATE Distinguished Awards Review Committee. Casey.
Thanks, Mitch. I'm Casey Lane, the co-chair of this committee. Martin Rodriguez serves alongside me in this work. Couldn't be with us at the conference this year, but sends his love and support and congratulations to all of the award winners. So we will begin with the Lynn Wright Special Recognition Award. This award honors persons who have established special programs, developed experimental work, made distinctive educational contribution, or provided meritorious service, thus furthering theater and drama for young people. The award recognizes and supports these unique contributions of artists, educators, and advocates wherever they are found. It is named in honor of Lynn Wright, a professor and chair of the theater department at Arizona State University, researcher and former president of the Children's Theater Association of America, a predecessor of AATE. In the nomination...
This one. Test this one. It's on. It's on. Maybe? No? Not yet. No. Tech moment. Tech moment. Yay! Take it away.
Casey, raise a little higher tone. Raise it higher.
No? Yes.
Yes.
All right. In the nomination letter, the following is shared. Rebecca Campana's contributions at the intersection of theater and education have been innovative and durational. She has made a mark in the DC metro area, and she is beloved by young artists. In her letter of support, Ashley Foreman writes, Rebecca is without a doubt the most sensitive, intelligent, thoughtful, and creative arts educator and administrator that I have worked with. Not only has Rebecca designed a program with exceptional arts instruction across 5 disciplines, but she has created a haven for young people to return to year after year, knowing they will be enthusiastically supported, nurtured, and challenged. As is often the case, Mitch Matson sums things up best. Rebecca has spent years putting others in the spotlight, and so I truly feel that the spotlight needs to shift for a moment, or perhaps we need to pull back the curtain just a bit
and have Rebecca take a bow.
On behalf of AATE, it is my pleasure to present the Lynn Wright Special Recognition Award to Rebecca Campana.
So moved. I want to take a moment to express my gratitude for this recognition, and I want to thank probably everybody, but I can't do that, and I won't. So I'd love to just hit some highlights. The program that was referred to is our multi-arts program, Camp Arena Stage. And I first want to say that I'm so grateful that during the 20 years of creating and sustaining that program, my supervisor and the co-founder of that program, Anita Maynard-Bosch, gave me so much latitude and freedom. From the moment I started at age 22, I got to be a true co-creator. And I was reminded of the importance of that during our keynote today, when we heard young people talk about how important it was to have agency, and agency that you don't need to earn. So she did not have to do that for me. She didn't have to give me that space, and I'm so grateful that she did, and I really try to pay that trust forward. Next, I would like to shout out the hundreds of people who have built, brainstormed, sustained, and reinvented these programs. For anything lasting, there are thumbprints of so many people. And just looking around this room, I can see some of the many people who have ridden in the passenger seat of my car as we drove all over DC, braving traffic in order to make it to multiple schools, and who, of course, are the people that you share the tales of the adventure with afterward. And I see others who helped us make magic in the summer, whether that's by leading songs or giving beats to campers for their accomplishments, or seeing and knowing and appreciating people for exactly who they are with intention. In particular, I want to thank the phenomenal Ashley Foreman, who has been an admired colleague, collaborator, and friend from the very beginning. And I'd also like to say that I was raised by teachers in a family of teachers. And I had the benefit of wonderful educators, so in hindsight, some of this feels inevitable, but it certainly didn't feel that way, and so I'd like to say and remind myself that you don't need to have a plan for it all to work out. I want to thank my mom and my dad and Matthew and Lindsay, the aforementioned teachers, for being among my first phone calls to share the heart and the funny that comes with teaching. And then finally, I'm so grateful for the thousands of students and partner teachers that I've gotten to meet, learn things from, and make art with. I joke that my career peaked maybe 2 years ago when I was at a school during the end of the day, just like that melee at the end of the school day. And I walked past a couple middle schoolers, and one goes, "Oh yeah, that's the play lady." The play lady. But I think that everyone who's here understands that there are lots of those peak moments. So there's the peak moment of the parent who says that my child found their people. There's the peak moment of the kid who walks into a lobby because they know they own the place, and they're going to tell their friend what an intermission is and how to find the seat that's on their ticket, and they're so excited to show the place that they found where they know they belong. And there's those peak moments too where you get to co-direct, or you get to hire someone who was once a student of yours. I think that another peak moment too is when I see my current camp collaborator, Rachel, run aspects of her childhood summer camp in ways that I couldn't even imagine and that are beyond my imagination and expectation. So I think the thing in conclusion that I've said the most since landing in Chicago this morning is I am so happy to be here. I've said it hugging old friends and colleagues. I've said it while applauding the spoken word performances. I said it after hearing about the Youth Advisory Council's work. So cool, so many ideas. And it reminded me that I had a similar moment last week. We are at the midway point of summer camp. It is an existential moment. And I was walking down the hallway, classes are happening, and in the hallway I run into one of our visual arts teachers and one of our counselors in training, both of whom I've known since they were 9 years old. And we're standing in the hallway and we see a little boy who's carrying a balloon that he painted to look like a cat. And he's skipping down the hallway, and he doesn't know that anyone sees him, and he doesn't care because it's the joy of that moment. And I can't remember who of the three of us said, "We are so lucky to be here right now." And so I have been so happy to do this work and so lucky to do this work. And I am so grateful for this moment. So thank you so much.
The second distinguished award being given tonight is the Charlotte B. Corpening Playwright Award. Open to members and non-members of AATE, this award honors a nationally known writer of outstanding plays for children, recognizing a body of work as opposed to a single play. It's named in honor of playwright Charlotte B. Corpening of the Goodman Theater in Chicago. In the nomination letter, Carly Tweeden, director of plays for New Audience, writes, "Greg's work possesses a rare ability to resonate universally across generations. He adeptly crafts scripts that are accessible and appealing to companies of all sizes, ranging from educational productions in schools to large-scale regional theaters. His contributions have not only broadened the reach of TYA, but also underscored the importance of multi-generational storytelling in cultivating a sustainable audience base." In support of the nomination, H. Adam Harris writes, "Greg writes for artists who believe in the importance of rigor and the intangible spirit of theater for young audiences. When you are in the room with him, joy becomes palpable, and the room pulsates with a sense of play matched by a tenacious purpose." One of our committee members responded saying, "Banks' contributions to the modern TYA canon are distinct and distinguished. His work is dignified and adds to the development of TYA. On behalf of AATE, it is my pleasure to present the 2024 Charlotte B. Corpening Playwright Award to Greg Banks. Accepting on Greg's behalf is Carly Tweeden of Plays for New Audiences."
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I know Greg's work has touched so many communities across the United States and beyond, and I'd love for Greg to speak for himself and tell you more about this award. Thank you so much.
Tech moment, feel good, happy mix.
Wow, this is such an honor. Thank you so much. I knew nothing about any of this until a couple of months ago when I was coming up from the beach on a gloriously hot day, jumped in my van and found out I had an email saying I had won an award. As I started to read the email, my wife thought it must be some promotional gimmick that I won a toaster or I don't know, 2 days holiday at some place I never really wanted to go to. But no, it was an actual award. I was completely blown away. But I never even realised that I actually had a body of work. But anyway, first of all, a huge thanks must go to Peter Brocious, the artistic director of the Children's Theatre in Minneapolis. He saw a show of mine back in 2001 that was touring the States, called me up a couple of years later, and got me out from the UK. And before I knew where I was adapting and directing a production of Antigone for his theatre. And that was the start of a very long and very fruitful working relationship, out of which has come the body body of work for which you've given me this award. So thank you, Peter. The Children's Theatre has radically changed my professional career, opened up huge opportunities. And above anything else, the theatre has become like a second home to me. But of course, as we know, theatre is at its best a collaborative form, so a massive thank you must go to the brilliant production team of the Children's Theatre and of course the incredible actors. Without them, none of this would really be possible. The actors bring such a special expertise to the rehearsal, fine-tuning the script and breathing life into the whole thing. But, probably most importantly, the high production values of the Children's Theatre, the very high production values, just reflect the importance they give to the work for young people. And that's in contradiction in a world where sometimes the work for young people is not always given the respect and status that it really deserves. So it's with great pleasure that I acknowledge and receive this award in recognition of all of us who work with or for young people in whatever capacity. So thank you very, very much.
There's a script up here. This is great. Fantastic. So I am here. I will be introducing our August Wilson New Voices performers. So there's two of them. But first, I just want to talk a little bit about what the program is. So the August Wilson New Voices competition, formerly the August Wilson Monologue competition, was founded in 2007 to provide a platform for students across the country to showcase their talent, drawing inspiration from Wilson's groundbreaking work, who was a Pulitzer Prize winner. Through workshops, mentorship, and performance opportunities, this competition empowers high school students to find their own voice and tell their own stories, echoing the spirit of August Wilson himself. Please welcome our Chicago 2024 third place winner of the August Wilson New Voices competition, Samantha Gonzalez, from Chicago High School for the Arts, in her sophomore year, and she is performing King Hedley from King Hedley II.
Tanya, look here a minute. I seen Peniel's grade. It took me by surprise. He got a marker. It says Peniel Sims, 1949 to 1974. Father, son, brother. I didn't even know Peniel had no kids. His daddy laying out there in the cemetery. That's like me and my daddy. I wasn't but 3 years old when he died. I told myself, Peniel fucked up. If he hadn't called me champ, he'd still be alive, but then I had something to do with that too. I didn't expect to see his grave. I ain't never thought about where Peniel was buried. I looked at it a long time. I tried to walk away, but I couldn't. I found myself wondering what color his casket was. They say your hair keep growing. I wonder if that's true. I tried to see Peniel laying up there with his old simple self. Tommy, look at that. I ain't never looked at no flower before. I ain't never tried to grow none. I was coming out the drugstore and had them seeds on the counter. I say, I'm gonna try this. Grow Tanya some flowers. Ain't got nothing to lose but $1. I'll pay $1 to see how it turns out. Ruby told me they wasn't gonna grow. Made me feel like I should have left them there at the drugstore. But then they grew. Elmore stepped on them and they still grow, and that's what made me think of Peniel. Peniel stepped on me and I pulled his life up by the root. What does that make me? It don't make me a big man. Most people see me coming and they go the other way. They wave from across the street. People look at their hands funny after they shake my hand. They try to pretend they don't see my scar when that's all they looking at. I used to think Peniel did that to me, but I did that to myself. Peniel put the scar on my face, but I put the bigger mark on myself. That's why I need to have this baby. Not because I took something out this world, but because I want to put something in it. Let everybody know I was here. You got King Hedley II and you got King Hedley III. Got rocky dirt, got glass and bottles, but it still deserves to live, even if you do have to call the undertaker. Even if somebody do come along and pull it out by the root, it still deserves to live. It still here, and I ain't going nowhere. I need to have that baby. Do you understand? Thank you.
Hi everyone. It's my turn now. So good evening. I'm Fabian. Do you guys hear me? Yeah. A little shorter. I'm the Exhibits and Special Events Manager, and I have the honor of sharing the Playwrights for Change Awards. Let's see. Okay. This program encourages seasoned playwrights and emerging playwrights of all ages, and sparks deep discussions of hard-hitting subjects. Playwrights for Change, formerly known as Young Playwrights for Change, was expanded to include entries from youth, high school students, and for the second year, adult entries. The theme this year is Caring for Our World. It was announced, and playwrights from all over the country began writing their 10-minute plays. A diverse panel of, that's a big word, adjudicators and also answered the call to read, rank, and deliberate on a winner and runner-up for each category. Winners were notified and announced over the months of May, June, and July, and we are thrilled to celebrate their achievements with our community tonight. In the youth category, our 2024 national winner was The Magic Pencil by Merrick McKell, who was the regional winner of the contest hosted by Utah Valley University. Our 2024 national runner-up was Growing Up by Amber Ferris, hosted by Children's Theater of Madison. In the high school category, our 2024 national winner was Universal Reunion by Ava Mays, who was the regional winner of the contest hosted School of the Arts at Central Gwinnett. Our 2024 national runner-up was I'm Sure by Lucy Gibson, hosted by Playhouse on the Square. In the adult category, our 2024 national winner is Her Handful of Earth by Haley Anderson. Our 2024 national runner-up is The Goddess of Bran Muffins by J.S. Shout out to the rookies here. If you want to raise your hand. Congratulations to all the playwrights. Be on the lookout for an online reading event featuring these plays in the fall. And if you want to get involved in this year's competition, you can go to www.aate.com/playwrightsforchange. So submit those plays. Yes. I want to go back. It's fine. Yeah. So now, for our distinguished playwright, I am going to invite Roxanne up.
Hi, I am Roxanne Schroeder Arce, co-chair of the Play Awards for AATE, and tonight I'm representing my other co-chairs, Ramon Esquivel. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Ramon Esquivel and Martin Rodriguez as well, who are not here this evening, but who have worked very hard. I would also like to thank all of our committee members. It's a big, mighty group, lots of people reading plays, and we're so grateful. We're also grateful to all of you who nominated plays, and also the publishers who support these plays and bring these plays to us all. That's better? Okay. All right. So here's my script. Before we start,
to ask you to just have a little chat. This is our little breaky poo, if you will. So you're going to chat with someone near you about a play that you have recently seen or read, TYA, or not, or a book about playwriting, plays, or Winnie the Pooh. Whatever it is that you have recently read or seen that you're excited about, have a little chat with someone
I thought of another idea.
I was so excited to talk about that.
All right. In category A, this is plays primarily for pre-K and elementary school age audiences. The winner this evening is The Amazing Lemonade Girl by James DeVita. Published by Dramatic Publishing. If you don't know about James, James is a native of Long Island, New York, and is a playwright and author. His novels include The Silenced, Blue and a Winsome Murderer, and his plays go on and on. So I'm not reading them. But DeVita's plays have won several awards, including the AATE Distinguished Play Award and the Schubert Fendrick Memorial Playwriting Contest. And AATE honored his body of work with the Charlotte B. Corpening Playwriting Award in 2007. A little about the play, The Amazing Lemonade Girl. If you haven't gone to buy it, it is sitting on the Dramatic desk, and they've sold many this weekend. So, meet Alexandra Flynn Scott. Alex has a story to tell about her life and her legacy, her humor, and her heart. She is an 8-year-old girl who is fiercely determined to make a difference and help others, despite the challenges she faces amidst her own cancer journey. This true story reminds us all that a simple person can change the world, one act or even one cup at a time. Sadly, James could not be with us this weekend.
And accepting the award on his behalf is
Dramatic Publishing's Linda Habjan.
Is this good? He's been a long time, he's been in the Pacific family for many, many years, and we're very proud to represent him and his other plays. Alexandra Flynn Scott started Alex's Lemonade Stand in 2005 when she was just 8 years old. Since then, the foundation has raised over $300 million, funded over 1,500 research grants to find cures, and supported nearly 30,000 childhood cancer families. This is her story, and it's beautifully told by James DeVito. And we are very grateful for AATE for recognizing the power of this story. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. Mitch is going to share category B.
It's musicality, we're changing the voice. Category B, original plays primarily for middle and secondary school age audiences. The award goes to Bina's Six Apples by Lloyd Sue. Published by TRW Theatrical Rights Worldwide. A bit about Lloyd. He's the author of The Chinese Lady, Charles Francis Chan Jr.'s exotic oriental murder mystery, American Hangap, and The Wong Kids in the Secret of the Space Chupacabra Go, among other plays. He's been produced by Mahi, Magic Theater, EST, NATCO, Playco, Denver Center, Milwaukee Rep, Arts Emerson, etc. And his work has been supported by NEA, Arena Stage New Play Development Program, the Mellon Foundation, Jerome, TCG, Dramatists Guild, etc. He is an alumni of the Young Blood and the Soho Rep Writer-Director Lab, and was a recipient of the 2016 Helen Merrill Award and the 2019 Herb Albert Award for the Arts. Lloyd served as the artistic director of Second Generation and the co-director of Mayi's Writer Lab from 2005 to 2010, and has served since 2011 as the director of the artistic programs at The Lark, and since 2015 as a member of the Dramatists Guild Council. About the play Bina's Six Apples, Bina's family grows the finest apples in all of Korea. But when the war forces her to flee her home, Bina is alone in the world with just 6 precious apples to her name. Can these meager possessions help her find her family? Join Bina in her journey that ranges from the heartbreaking to the humorous. Encountering new challenges at every turn, Bina is forced to rely upon her apples and their meaningful legacy as she begins to discover the power of her own resilience. Often mesmerizing, always heartwarming, Bina realizes she's not the only one in a difficult quest for a place to call home. Please enjoy this acceptance speech message from Lloyd.
Hello everyone. Thank you so much to everyone who came to do this honor, and to everyone at Children's Theatre Company and Lawrence Theatre for making this play possible, especially Alyssa Adams, who convinced me that this was a play with writing. This is a play that's deeply rooted in family lore, so I have to think in particular of my parents and their parents, my kids, my niece and nephews, my wife Jeannie, and all of our ancestors on either side of the family tree. I have to grieve for anyone who has had to endure the horrors of war, but especially the children, whether in the past or in the present. This is a play, of course, that is for them. And so that's very humbling to me to accept this recognition and their honor. Thank you.
Category C in our Distinguished Play Awards is adaptations from existing children's literature, primarily for pre-K and elementary age audiences. And this year's recipient is Giuliani Taveras for their play, Morris Micklewhite and the Tangerine Dress. And a little bit about Giuliani. They, them, L, is a storyteller from AATE, Dominican Republic, by way of Lanapahoe, New York City. Their work, which centers the lives and liberation of the Afro-Indigenous and queer trans diasporas, takes many forms, including playwriting, screenwriting, poetry, photography, graphic design, teaching artistry, and perhaps most importantly, kinship. About the play. Morris likes a lot of things, doing puzzles, painting pictures, pretending to be an astronaut, and wearing a tangerine dress from his school's dress-up box because it reminds him of tigers, the sun, and his mother's hair. But some of his classmates think boys can't wear dresses because they're boys. With his vivid imagination and space animal friends, Morris travels the galaxy in search of an answer to the all-important question, do astronauts wear dresses? Accepting the award on Giuliani's behalf, we welcome back Carly Tweeden of Plays for New Audiences. Please also enjoy this recorded video from Giuliani.
Celebrating tonight, and thanks again.
Thank you, Giuliani, and now Carmen.
I'll keep it short and simple because I think Giuliani speaks best for their work, but I just wanted to say thank you so much. I love this story. It has been such an honor to watch this story come alive in so many different cities and watch Morris's story resonate with so many young people who I think really needed to see themselves reflected on stage. It's been incredible to watch kids say, can I wear what I want to? And watch young people twirl in their dresses and just feel magnificent in what they are wearing and who they are. So thank you so much, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Category D, adaptations from existing children's literature, primarily for middle and secondary age audiences. The award goes to Ghost by Idris Goodwin. Published by TRW Theatrical Rights Worldwide. Idris Goodwin is an award-winning storyteller for multiple generations. An accomplished playwright, breakbeat poet, content creator, and art champion. Goodwin is recognized as a culture bearer who celebrates community values and cultivates histories with care. Idris is the author of over 60 original plays, ranging from his hip-hop-inspired breakbeat series to historical dramas to works with young audiences. Titles such as And in This Corner, Cassius Play, How We Got On, Hype Man, a breakbeat play, This is Modern Art, co-written with Calvin Koval, and the groundbreaking free play, Open Source Scripts for an Anti-Racist Tomorrow, widely produced across the country by a diverse mix of professional and academic venues. Check them out. Driven by a passion for cultural impact and civic engagement, Idris also serves as the artistic director of Seattle Children's Theater, and previously he was the executive director of Colorado Springs Fine Arts Center at Colorado College. He has taught, he has led, he is also the board president of TYA USA, so a colleague in our work in the service and member organization world. Just really thrilled. If you haven't seen Idris's work, this is website. Ghost is based on the award-winning best-selling book Ghost by Jason Reynolds. A bit about the show. Running is all that Castle Henshaw, aka Ghost, has ever known. But he runs for all the wrong reasons, until he meets Coach, who sees something in him, raw talent. The story follows Castle as he tries to stay on track, literally and figuratively, harnessing his aptitude for speed on an elite local track team while battling the difficult realities of his past and present. Ghost also highlights the importance of allyship, as his teammates become friends and Coach stands in for a father figure. Castle finds a place where he belongs. Enjoy this message from Idris.
Hey, hello everybody. Idris Goodwin here. So sorry I can't be with you in Chicago. I'm very honored. I'm very excited by this award. All my appreciation goes out to the AATE for the recognition. Ghost by Jason Reynolds is a fantastic book. It was a real pleasure to adapt that text and bring it to the stage for thousands of young people. And I'm looking forward to seeing more productions of this. So you all have a wonderful rest of your evening. Thank you again. Peace.
We have mailed the award to Idris. I want to again thank AATE for continuing to honor really critical TYA plays for our field, and also again the publishers for bringing this work to us and making it accessible to us. Such important work that our publishers do. And again, congratulations to all of the Distinguished Play Award recipients of 2024.
Okay, so a little bit more about the August Wilson New Voices competition. It's a national program. Did you know this? Okay, great. Yeah, lots of you did. You can be involved if you're not already. There are many regions. Chicago is one of the regions. In the last year, we had Atlanta, Los Angeles, Pittsburgh, Boston. So we are trying to continue to grow. If you or your organization are interested, please talk to me and I can get you connected with the folks. If you can, participate as a school, as an affiliate partner, regional partner, so there are lots of different ways. Also, the young people, the winners get paid. Right? At the national level, they earn money, which is fantastic. And it's not just monologues. So in the last 2 years, we've expanded to design as well. So students who are not necessarily performers can design based on responding to Wilson's work. So now, please
my hands with Marie. I've already got enough people to love and take care of. You try to tell me a woman can't be nothing without a man, but you all right, huh? You could just walk out here without me, without a woman, and still be a man. That's all right. Ain't nobody gonna ask you, Avery, who you got to love you. That's all right for you, but everybody gonna be worried about Bernice. How Bernice gonna take care of herself? How she gonna raise that child without a man? Wonder what she gonna do with herself? How she gonna live like that? Everybody got all kinds of questions for Bernice. Everybody telling me I can't be a woman unless I got a man. Well, you tell me, Avery, you know. How much of a woman am I? Thank you.
That's a hard act to find. I'm Lynn. Oh, this is. All right, I'm just going to shout up. I'm Lynn Kelso from the Northwestern University World of Theater for Young Audiences. I have the honor tonight of presenting the AATE Award for the Outstanding Undergraduate Student. This award aims to honor undergraduate individuals whose projects and research demonstrate a superior effort in relationship to AATE's mission and programmatic themes. And indeed, this year's winner has been rooting changes for many years, all four at Northwestern. The winner is Matea Munch, and Matea is an interdisciplinary artist, educator, and advocate for the arts. She focuses her work on community building and social justice, with a desire for fostering storytelling in equitable and accessible ways. She's been the director of education and engagement for Imagine You, which is where I got to spend much time with her. She's been Betsy Quinn's peer mentor for advanced creative drama. She has been an outstanding undergraduate researcher looking at work for representation and accessibility for theater for young audiences, and an equity administrator for productions on campus. The future of the theater for young audiences is in good hands with Matea and the future students that are graduating into our profession. I congratulate Matea, and it's a well-deserved award. Her journey is filled with great possibilities. Matea.
I am so deeply honored to be receiving the Outstanding Undergraduate Student Award tonight. Storytelling, in my opinion, is integral to community connection, and including young people in storytelling and art-making practices is the most valuable thing we can do to open the door for a kinder and more just future. Empathy is the cornerstone of working in theater for young audiences and drama education. While creativity and capability as an artist and teacher are, among many others, necessary skills, I believe that empathy ties all who work in this field together. The ability to connect with the needs and dreams of each child is paramount in creating experiences that help them learn and grow, and it is empathy that has most consistently served me in my development as an artist and educator. Empathy is ultimately what we seek to impart on our young audiences and students as we create theater that respects, challenges, and inspires them to change the world for the better. I am so grateful to be recognized, and I owe so many thanks. Thank you to AATE, to my professors like Reeves and Betsy and Lynn, who nurtured my passions and challenged me, to my friends and colleagues who inspire me with their dedication and whose support means the world to me, and to my partner Kristen, who is my rock. Finally, to the countless other educators and theater makers I have learned from and look up to, thank you. I am so excited to continue working with you and to stand side by side with you as we continue to ground our work in compassion and courageous advocacy. Thank you.
Howdy, folks. I am Jonathan Jones, and as Director for Research and Scholarship for the American Alliance for Theater and Education, I am thrilled to be here to present our research awards. And if I can find my page, intro self. All right. The AATE Outstanding Dissertation and Thesis Awards honor research that focuses on questions pertinent to informal drama in education, or to more formal theater produced for, by, or with young people. And I'd like to acknowledge the invaluable support provided to our award chair, provided by our award chair, Dean Rollins Harris, as well as the generous volunteers who read and provided feedback on the many diverse manuscripts submitted for review. On behalf of the committee and AATE, we would like to congratulate Caitlin McCain from City University of New York School of Continuing and Professional Studies Program in Applied Theater for outstanding thesis, Getting Free, Exploring Freedom, Dreaming, and Abolition Through Applied Theater.
Thank you so much, Jonathan, and to the Research Award Committee. It's such an honor to have my thesis recognized by AATE and to represent CUNY School Professional Studies MA and Applied Theater program. A big thank you to the program's director, Chris Vine, to my thesis advisor, Keisha McCanns, and former assistant director, Adiola White. Of course, my thesis partners, Sierra Ward, Christian Paxton, and Ellie Bell, and perhaps most importantly, my partner, Mia, who's here. Thank you for keeping me held and free during the very stressful thesis process. My thesis research question asked how might applied theater, particularly participatory style drama, make space for students and educators within the American public education system to disrupt systemic oppression in order to freedom dream toward abolition. And the thesis itself attempts to identify the unique ways that applied theater can make space for people to dream beyond reality while unpacking internalized barriers to dreaming toward abolition. Abolition is probably a term we're more familiar with, the dismantling and abolishment of oppressive systems, but freedom dreaming may be a slightly newer term. So what is freedom dreaming? Freedom dreaming, coined by author and educator Robin D.G. Kelley, is the act of imagining a liberated reality. Freedom dreams are direct products of reality, dreamed by those experiencing that reality in the hopes of creating a new, liberated reality. But I have learned it's often the realities of the world around us that limit our ability to dream. Dreaming is a lot harder than it looks, and we as a society are not well practiced at dreaming. It's not a muscle that we're often asked to exercise. And if you work in the American public education system, you know this intimately. But I believe when the fog of present reality grows so thick that dreaming becomes nearly impossible, art becomes necessary. Art clears the fog and reveals what is possible. So my hope for this thesis and the work that it inspires is to create intentional dreaming spaces through theater. And based on my research and all of the learning that has taken place at this conference, I know that we as theater educators are the people best equipped to co-create and facilitate these dreaming spaces, as long as we are willing to do some hard work on ourselves and communicate, believe, and trust young people. We must make space for and support the execution of young people's dreams for the future, a future that perhaps we as adults have forgotten how to dream about. So I'll close with a quote from Robin D.G. Kelley's book, Freedom Dreams, The Black Radical Imagination. It's one of my favorites and a driving force behind the thesis. What are today's young activists dreaming about? We know what they're fighting against, but what are they fighting for? Thank you.
If I don't say it now, I'm going to forget. Our Distinguished Thesis Award winner and also our Distinguished Dissertation Award winner will provide presentations of their research, which will be available digitally, and we'll be sharing that in the weeks. On behalf of the committee and AATE, we would like to congratulate Dr. Chris Summers from Deakin University in Australia for outstanding dissertation, Floodlights, Flare-Ups, and Frameworks. Chris is currently traveling and unable to join us, but I'm happy to accept this award on his behalf. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Betsy Quinn, and it is my honor to present the Don and Elizabeth Doyle Fellowship. An outstanding graduate level student have demonstrated artistic ability in the area of theater for youth. In addition, the candidate should indicate a professional interest in pursuing their career goals consistent with the legacy of the Doyles. Now, let's take a moment to see how many people in this room have been touched by Don and Elizabeth Doyle. So, if you were a former Doyle Fellow, student or colleague of Don, student of a student of Don, or anyone else impacted by this incredible man, please stand. In his 90s, and had lunch with him a couple months ago, and he sends his love. We will now welcome our newest and incredibly talented member of the Doyle family. This year's Doyle Fellow, Lily Odeker. The key qualities which the Doyle Award recognizes. According to one of her professors, Lily is a listener, curator, and maker of stories. Lily's dynamic artistic practice and community-engaged research are grounded in her rich professional experience as a teaching artist in Alaska with Perseverance Theater and her personal practice as a documentary filmmaker, and her skills in arts integration professional learning consultant and trainer focus on youth engagement in schools and museums. Her curriculum resources are intentionally constructed and culturally responsive, bringing in multiple forms for sharing, meaning making of personal story as a way to make sense of the world and its complexities. Please join me in congratulating the 2024 Don and Elizabeth Doyle Fellow from the University of Texas at Austin, Louis Odeker.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Betsy, thank you so much for your generous introduction. It's been such an honor to spend the weekend surrounded by so many curious and generous artists and educators, and I am really humbled to win this award. Thank you. I want to begin by thanking my faculty at UT Austin, Katie Dawson, Megan Allroots, Laura Dossett, for nominating me for this award and for supporting and seeing me as a human first and a student second. I thank Roxanne Schroeder-Arce, Jasmine Gaines, and Leslie Ishii, theater artists dear to me, who wrote my letters of recommendation for this fellowship, and who each taught me deeply valuable lessons that I carry with me. I also thank my colleagues and friends, many of whom are sitting in the back there. I am extremely lucky to be a part of a graduate school cohort of some of the most caring, intelligent, curious, and unabashedly themselves people that I have ever met. I learn from, laugh with, and grow beside Dean, Mateo, Renita, Claire, Sinead, Ishu, Nora, and Walker every day. Bayo Komalafe, who is a scholar and a somatic practitioner that I admire, reminds us that we are relationships. We are the earth touching itself in a way. My practice as an educator and artist is inseparable from the relationships of my life and from the places I've had the privilege of living and growing. I feel this interconnectedness in my personal and professional relationships, and I feel it with the youth artists I have the privilege and honor of collaborating with and learning from. Youth wisdom is central to any movement, and working intergenerationally is the greatest gift in my career. This past spring, I had the opportunity to work on a personal narrative project at the Travis County Juvenile Detention Center. As my colleagues and I were moving into the work with our youth collaborators, one young person looked me in the eyes and asked, "Why are you here?" This question rightfully called my collaborators and I into transparency in a space where we held an extreme imbalance of institutional power. And it was a deeply generous invitation toward us building an honest relationship with one another. It's a question that continues to make me think more critically about how I show up in my practice, about what my values are, and how I am naming them and living them. Why are we here, I think, is not a question with an answer, but a provocation for all of us toward relationship building, toward honestly looking at ourselves and our power, toward actively listening to the young people around us as we work together to build the spaces we want to live in. It is a question I carry with me as I march beside my friends and students for a free Palestine, as I hope and work toward abolition, and as I seek a world where we value young people as the right now, not just as the future. We are relationships. We are the earth touching itself in a way. Thank you for this time, and thank you again so much for this honor.
Hello all, my name is Mariah Sage, and I have the privilege of being the chair for the selection committee for the Winfred Ward. The Winfred Ward Scholarship honors a graduate level scholar of demonstrated intellectual and artistic ability in child drama and theater. Nominees are judged on the basis of scholarship, faculty recommendations, professional growth, and successful performance in some aspect of children's theater or creative drama work. It is named in honor of Winifred Ward, the mother of creative drama, who taught at Northwestern University, developed the creative drama programming at Evanston Public Schools in its 100th year, and launched the Children's Theater Conference, which became AATE. The Winifred Ward Scholarship has been awarded annually since 1978 by the Winifred Ward Memorial Fund. Awardees are selected by the Winifred Ward Scholarship Committee, appointed by the Fund Board. Our awardee tonight will be the 47th Winifred Ward Scholar. Before we get to our awardee, please let me introduce to you last year's awardee, Alex Kern.
I'm up here just to say that I have a very special item in my hands. It is the Winifred Ward Award scroll that has every recipient since 1978.
Wow. Oh my God.
Thank you. Added to the list. You can see that it has every year, and each recipient has put their own fabric letters on and signed their name as a pledge to continue the legacy of creative drama for future generations. And it goes on and on and on. And the way it goes on and on is new extensions of fabric are added when needed. I'm only the second person on our new patch, and I'm so excited to pass it along to Dean today.
This year's winner is Dean Rollins Harris. Dean is a dynamic theater maker, educator, and Bostonian. He holds a BA in Education and Political Science from Bucknell University. He's currently pursuing an MFA at UT Austin, specializing in drama for youth and communities. Rollins Harris is recognized for creating vibrant cultural events with youth leaders. As a co-chair of AATE's Research Network Committee, board member of TC Squared Theater Company, panelist for New England Art Educational Grant-Making Institutions, and former Boston Public School teacher, they actively contribute to the creative drama field. Awarded the Point Foundation BIPOC Scholarship, Texas Educational Theater Association Founders Scholar, and Planet Texas 2050 Artist Fellowship, Rollins Harris exemplifies leadership. Currently, Rollins Harris pioneers the Youth Producer Program at Fusebox Festival, empowering youth leaders to curate a citywide youth festival. One committee member noted Dean's work illustrates an intersection of scholarship and artistry, a depth of facilitation skills, and centers youth voices and perspectives. Dean's practice meets a community where they are and listens to what is needed before enacting and prescribing a goal. Please celebrate with me, Dean Rollins Harris.
I'm so deeply excited and grateful and proud to be a part of this long legacy. Thank you, Mariah. Thank you, Alex, for inducting me into it. I have another list of thank yous that I want to make sure that I get out before I jump into some remarks that I've been thinking about. So I want to thank the selection committee, of course. Fusebox Festival in Austin, Texas, particularly Ron Berry and Dr. Karen Martinez. Two of those individuals have been instrumental in supporting me in my thesis work, in engaging young people as live event producers and festival producers, and bringing them through a process of learning what it means to gather their peers in Austin, Texas. I want to thank my nominating my students, who is a youth producer that I've been working with. She wrote one of my letters of recommendation for this award, and I'm so deeply appreciative of her work. Ava Farrell and Sarah Simons. Sarah Simons is one of the professors at the University of Texas at Austin. I gotta shout out the DTYC crew and staff and family who is in the room right now. Lara, thank you so much for your support on this. Thank you, Megan. Thank you, Kate Dawson. Thank you, Roxanne. Thank you, Michael. And if you are a student in DTYC program, can you just give me a little shout out? Woo woo. Particularly want to thank my cohort members, Lily, who we just saw win this amazing award, and Mateo, both of whom I would not feel the immense love in my graduate school experience that I am feeling right now. We really kind of moved through it together, and without you both, I couldn't imagine me being as happy as I am right now. So thank you both. And I want to thank my family. My mother is an educator too, right? My father was an educator as well. My grandmother is an educator. My aunt is an educator, right? I come from a family of educators. My sister, my brother, everyone, right? So we're living in this place where we constantly are asking questions about how do we teach young people. And I want to last thank my partner who is sitting in the audience, Markel Norton. Can we cheer for Markel, because Markel is giving their dissertation proposal later this week. Taking some amazing time out of their schedule to be here to support, and I love you so much for that. Now some quick remarks. I'm not good about talking about my work. I'm just not, unless it's for a grant. Now, if it's for a grant, I can do it. I can write it, and y'all will love it. I promise you that. But right now, I'm going to turn my attention to this book. I was thinking about, like, okay, what do I share? And a part of what I'm trying to do now is just recognize that where I'm at in life is a perfect place to begin. And I've been reading Octavia Butler's Adulthood Rights. It's been sitting on my shelf forever. Like, if you look at it, it's like the pages or the cover's coming off. But I finally was like, you know what? It's summer. I got time to read for myself again. And I chose to begin reading this book. What I love about this book is that it begins with this. Who has read it? Has anyone read it? I just want to make sure. All right, cool. I'm not going to get no spoilers. But it begins with a young child. Oh, I see one man. Yes. Akeem is in this story, right? And he's an infant. And he is born as an infant. And he is part alien, part human. But he has an amazing recollection of the world that he's living in. And he can also speak about those feelings that he's feeling, right? And he sees things, and he's watching things occur that are violent, that are beautiful, and he's able to just have feelings about them. But all the while, he is a child, right? Despite being able to talk about them as clearly as I'm talking about my experiences right now, right? Akeem is still looked on with condescension. Akeem is still treated like they don't have an opinion about the world. And I am thinking about the young people that I have had the opportunity to work alongside, and in the ways that they have felt those same feelings, right? They are living now in a world where they have to make sense of the violent acts that they are witnessing. So what is our job now as theater educators, as theater makers, as creatives, to support these young people who are making sense of a senseless world? For me, I turn to how do I give them the tools? Or how do I empower them and resource them with tools that they can utilize to create the liberated worlds that they want to create? I'm going to leave it right there for now. Again, thank you so much for this award. I'm happy to be a part of this. Oh, that's a picture of me. I didn't even look at it. But I'm smiling just as hard still. Love y'all. Peace.
if I can make it up here. Hi, everybody. Standing at all is a little minor miracle. I was in a really bad accident. But we are better, and we are stronger, and we are huge. Yeah. I'm delighted, as the president of the board of trustees of the Children's Theater Foundation of America, to be here at AATE to honor an exceptional high school drama teacher. For so many young people, this is the nexus, this is the crucible where they come into the fullness of themselves. And it's a time when everything changes, a time when the young person glimpses their future and relies upon their past. And there is no more important guide, mentor, provocateur than that high school drama teacher who sets you on that path, but even more importantly, gives you the belief in yourself to follow, to walk, and to become the fullest person you can become. The person who we are honoring tonight has been an exception, a truly exceptional high school drama teacher. And I'm going to introduce now Jobeth Gonzalez to tell you about our recipient and to bring this home. So, Jobeth.
Thank you, Susan. I wanted to let you know that the award includes 2 plaques that are given to the awardee and to be placed in the awardee's school. So this is the plaque, and also 2 checks. 1 check for $1,000 to be used to the recipient's high school theater program, and $5,000 to be used for professional development. The 2024 Reba R. Robertson Committee, which includes Joshua Streeter from Emerson University, Tiffany Trent from the University of Michigan, and Philip Taylor from Austin, Texas's Independent School District. Their job was not easy. This year's slate of candidates was outstanding, but what pulled our recipient to the top was her involvement as a theater educator at the local, regional, state, and national levels, and concurrently as a secondary and university teacher. Julia Cuppy is a high school theater teacher at Grants Pass High School in Grants Pass, Oregon. She works with the Educational Theater Association to develop national standards and professional development for EDIA best practices, and her extensive resume includes work with La Jolla Playhouse and San Diego State and Southern Oregon universities. Most significantly, Julia has co-founded the Aggregates Collective, a theater company committed to holding brave spaces, a word I've heard over and over during this conference. Spaces, brave spaces for young people to create original work that speaks to their varied experiences. The Aggregate Collective is described by Ms. Cuppy's nominator as, quote, a group of multi-hyphenated theater makers from various backgrounds who provide resources for creative work in the early stages of development using 2 core values: radical hospitality and shared learning. Helping young people realize their own ideas on the stage is Julia's passion. Julia hopes the financial components of this award will, in her words, garner increased community support as her theater program and the Aggregate Collective become beacons for diverse storytelling and student agency. It's my great pleasure to introduce the recipient of the 2024 Reba R. Robertson Award, Julia Cuppy.
Hi, everybody. For a moment, I just got a little perplexed, so please. Thank you so much for this incredible honor and opportunity. I'm a little short, so to be at this conference in the beautiful summer weather of Chicago. This is my first time in Chicago. Wow, y'all, this is amazing. For many of us in the room, the summertime brings up memories of theater camp. When I led theater camp, we had a ritual where at the end of the day, a camper would publicly acknowledge another camper for how well they achieved the goals of the day. And to show more appreciation, the room of campers would snap if they agreed. So I would like to share this ritual with you all now, and snap if you feel so inspired. Okay. I acknowledge all of the hardworking people that put on this conference. I acknowledge the time and resources used to be in this room or to be watching from home. Hi, everybody on Facebook land. I acknowledge the passion and power that we all have to cultivate a sense of belonging in our spaces through theater education. Thanks, that was fun. At my school in rural Oregon, my students self-organized to create a non-binary dressing room for their fellow students. But, as the story often goes, even with support from administrators, the funding was not there to complete it, so it was left incomplete. This award has given us resources to go back to the superintendent to reopen the conversation to finally, after a year, finish the project and offer a space that is intentionally designed to welcome all students. I'm happy to say we agreed and work is happening right now for it to be ready before our first show next school year. This was our way of showing radical hospitality, which means welcoming people in a fundamentally different way that is specific to their culture and needs. 2 summers ago, with the help of my friend and collaborator, Jace Lequier, we used radical hospitality as a foundation to start an experimental theater incubator called Aggregate Collective. As many of us know, many plays and musicals are written with adults in mind and not for younger performers. There is a need for new work that tells their story using their voice. So, I am excited to announce that next month we are bringing together 3 playwrights from Uproar Theatrics, a licensing company focused on developing new work, 3 local directors, and over 30 young adult actors aged 50 to 20 to our small community in Oregon to participate in a developmental process over the course of 4 days. Funds from this award allows us to pay the young actors a small stipend, and through The Hive, which is this incredible multimedia venue, we will live stream these stage readings for anyone around the world to attend. After each reading, the audience will act as responders to artist questions, and having a consent-based approach to giving feedback centers the artist's agency and allows young people to act as cultural consultants for those adult writers. So, take a second right now and put on your calendar Thursday, August 15th, oh my gosh, it's less than a month away, to attend the live stream and show these young adults that their voice matters. You can find more information on our website at aggregatecollective.com. Thank you, AATE, Joe Beth, and the selection committee members, Children's Theater Foundation, my mentors and supportive colleagues, Marjorie Traeger, Josh Streeter, Christy Farr, and the Connected Arts Network teacher leaders, Jeff Hall, Joe Lane and friends at Oregon Thespians, Wade Drake, Tiana Eddy, Jocelyn Schmidt, Pam McNulty, Bridget Cabiola, Bradley Bierman, Leo Yuning Chang, and Jace Lequier. Thank you to my hardworking admin and dedicated students at Grants Pass High School, and to my family, my parents and siblings, my husband Adam, who's here tonight, and my 2 daughters, Charlie, who's 5, and Emery, who's 3, watching from Grandma, Mom, Papa's house. You are in my heart, girls. Earlier during this conference, a generous person said, "Take in this moment." He's right there. It is our way of saying that we see you. Thank you for seeing me tonight. My heart is full.
Theater is a powerful force that can make a difference in the everyday lives of children. And the Children's Theater Foundation of America is the leading philanthropic organization in the United States devoted exclusively to supporting emerging and established organizations and artists working in the field of theater for, with, and about young people. CTFA celebrates artistic innovation and embraces equity and the creation of compelling, inspiring theatrical experiences for children, young people, parents, grandparents, and anyone who was once a child. CTFA is deeply committed to the principles of racial equality, anti-racism, diversity, and inclusion. We believe that theater is the perfect medium to tell untold stories, to celebrate unsung heroes, and to raise questions that often go unanswered. Our audiences are in schools, in community centers, in health facilities, in mainstream theaters, and in the streets. They are the face of America now and in the future. The power of theater lies in the magic of live performance in real time and real space. Theater can be a therapeutic force for healing because it equips children and adults with the tools of insight, empathy, and understanding to heal themselves and each other. Theater is a safe place to explore serious subjects that may be difficult to talk about. It is a place to laugh, to cry, to think, to change, to care, to be, and to belong. Theater is a space of common ground. Through grants, awards, and creative partnerships, CTFA supports artists who choose to focus their work on the concerns of young people and those who advocate for them. The Children's Theater Foundation of America is helping to bring societal change by telling the stories young people need to become dynamic citizens who delight in tomorrow. CTFA believes that theater really can create a better society, one play at a time, one child at a time.
The last award.
The Kenton Bell Award recognizes a lifetime of outstanding contributions to the field. Tonight we honor storyteller, director, teacher, scholar, mentor, leader, collaborator, husband, father, grandfather, and my dear friends, Reese Here you go again, it's me, I'm going to make you stand up. So let's take a moment to recognize the influence of Reeves on those in this room. If you are a former student or colleague or student of a student or friend or family member or anyone else who has been impacted by Reeves Collins, please stand. performing you have touched. Reeves Collins embodies the three pillars. Awesome, right? Embodies the three pillars of AATE: artistry, education, and scholarship. He taught in the Department of Theater at Northwestern University for 38 years, serving as the head of the TYA program and many times serving as department chair as well. He is truly loved by his students, and his incredible teaching was recognized by AATE's 2017 Johnny Saldana Outstanding Professor of Theater Education Award. An acclaimed professional storyteller, he works with full faith that planting stories in the world is a bit like the work Johnny Appleseed once did. He is co-author of The Power of Story, Teaching Through Storytelling, proclaiming that storytelling is at the heart of everything I do. Reeves is a gifted director, specializing in the development of new work and making everyone in the room feel important and special. He recently directed 2 world premiere productions at the John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts. I could go on and on all night, but I'm not going to. As an active member and past president of AATE, and as a current board member of the Children's Theater Foundation of America, he works with an international community of artists, educators, and scholars to champion the cause of drama and theater in the lives of young people. Please join me in congratulating the 2024 AATE Campton Bell Lifetime Achievement winner,
To tell you what this means to me. This is my Super Bowl trophy, my Tony Award, and my Olympic gold medal all in one. Let me take you back. Sorry to do this, but I'm going to take you back 40 years as the old guy in the room in 1984, which was the 40th anniversary of our organization. And don't worry if it's confusing. Alexis says, this is our 37th gathering. She's right. It is also the 80th year anniversary of our organization. Both of those things are true. If you're curious about the quirks of history, I got you. I got you. So, but at this gathering in 1984, they brought back all of the living past presidents and lined them up across the stage. Can you picture feisty Agnes Haga, right? Oh, full of fire. The ever gentlemanly Jed Davis was here. Orlin Corey with his bow tie was here. Nellie McCaslin in her brightly colored red blazer was here. Coleman Jennings, Tom B., Lynn Wright, Ruth Heinig. These were living past presidents at the time in 1984 who were all gathered in this space. And I was a 20-something new grad student, saucer-eyed in the room. To see all of these people in one place, this was a pantheon. These were the Greek gods of our field, all in one place. They all went on to win the Campton Bell Award. And I did not dare to hope that someday I would stand in those shoes. I did not dare to hope. I am filled with gratitude and truly humbled by this moment. I'm grateful to the AATE Awards Committee. I'm grateful to my colleagues at Northwestern, Lynn Kelso, Ellie Levine, Laura Shellhart, Betsy Quinn, who all teach courses related to theater for young audiences. I am grateful to my students, present and past. Winifred Ward taught me a little bit about how to do this because this year as I'm retiring, I've been reading a lot about her retirement. She thanked her students because, as she said, they were the reason she came to work. There's so many in this room who understand that exactly. She was proud of her former students like Geraldine Six and Orrin Harris and Campton Bell himself. All. So to my former students, you cannot imagine how proud I am of the work you are doing, of the labor and the love you bring to the world. And to these current students who are here, many of them for their very first time at an AATE convention, maybe you can feel like I felt saucer-eyed, but I'm here to encourage you to dare to hope. That's what I want to say. I am grateful, to the Evanston School District because the Northwestern program would be, well, it'd be something, but it wouldn't be much without the connection to the beautiful Evanston Public Schools and the drama team that is there. And there's several drama specialists in the room, and Matea's out here going, that's what I'm talking about right there. I'm with you, Matea. I'm so with you. I'm grateful to my nominators, Lynn Kelso, Tallery McCrae, and Betsy Quinn. There is nothing in the world better. You know, so those of you who are here from graduate cohorts, and Lily and Dean, I loved you giving shout-outs to the other people in your cohort. Can I just give you fair warning, right? Just fair warning. Betsy and I met in graduate school. And we've been friends ever since. And there are a lot of folks in this room who've maintained friendships for a long time. For a long time. And so what could be better than being presented an award by someone who is the dearest of friends, the most revered of colleagues, and the godmother of your firstborn. Right? I mean, that's I need to say also, my mentors made an amazing difference in my life, and I'm so grateful. Susan Zeter and Jim Hancock adopted me at one point when they were coming to Northwestern, teaching their inner sources work that unlocked me in extraordinary ways. Maybe I can sum up the things, Jim and Susan, that you taught me in a 6-word poem by Mary Oliver. Pay attention. Be amazed. Tell somebody. Right? Susan and Jim have the most vibrant sense of wonder that they have never lost. And they gave me a great gift that way. I am grateful to Dick Whiteman, who taught me singing is an act of joy. Jean McMillan, who taught children's theater at Colorado College and not only introduced me to theater for young audiences, she also introduced me to the person who would become my wife. Yeah. If you heard me tell stories last night, you know this is not one of those. Just saying. Lynn Wright, Johnny Saldana at Arizona State, and Ann Thurman, who would not let me fail no matter how hard I tried. That woman lifted me up and said, "You will be all right." Don Doyle, especially for me. Don Doyle, who when I was interviewing at Arizona State, after a long interview, he said, "Want a margarita?" "Yes, please." And as we continued to chat, he said, "You know, there is magic in your eyes. And I think you could be happy here." There's no one who told me I had magic in my eyes. Game over. I knew where I was going to study. He introduced me to the art of storytelling. He taught me about high standards in directing for young people. And it was Don who said, you know, I've been very happy working at a university. Maybe you'd like that. I'd never considered it. I did not dare to hope. So he's the one who convinced me that I should have an interview at Northwestern. That's the last job interview I ever had. As Gloria says sometimes, were it not for that mentor, I might have missed my life. And as my brother says, how did you do it? You found a way to make a life doing what you have loved since you were 4 years old. He's right. He's right. Most of all, I'm grateful to my wife, Kirsty, who is here, who has been with me through it all, through the good and the bad, through children and grandchildren, and loves me no matter what. I love you, Kirsty, and I'm so thankful. You know, I want to be careful, though, that this isn't all about looking back, because we got work to do still. We have work to do. I love the theme of this conference, rooting change. I love that. None of those leaders that Pantheon would have said, oh, just carve it in stone. Don't respond to the world around you. Don't do what Julia's doing so brilliantly with your high school students. Don't be like Dean, who's changing the world in the things you're doing. It's such an honor to be in this room. You know, we do know that children are not born racist. We do know that they're not born homophobic and they're not born Islamophobic. I love this moment from South Pacific, this lyric from You Have to Be Carefully Taught. You've got to be taught before it's too late, before you are 6 or 7 or 8, to hate all the people that your relatives hate. You've got to be carefully taught. You know, those words were so radical when they were written. Rodgers and Hammerstein were told to cut that. They wouldn't. They said that's why we wrote the play in the first place. That's why they wouldn't dare. So you've got to be taught to hate. I would offer you this. We also have an obligation to teach our young people how to love. We plant seeds through our artistry and our teaching of kindness and compassion and fierce courage to stand up to injustice and make a difference. We have work to do. And I am so humbled in this moment to say, I am not the light, but I have known the joy of serving others as a lamp lighter. And I am not the gardener, but I have known the hard work of being down on my knees in the soil planting seeds. And in honor of this award's namesake, Captain Bell, I can tell you, I'm not the bell. But I have done the work of pulling on the rope so that the bells can find their voice and sing their own songs loud and proud. Oh, dear friends, I love being here in this moment with chosen family and relationships that last, in a room that is filled with the sense of impending future and hope. From the bottom of my deepest deeps, thank you all so much.
Yeah.
I think maybe it's bad idea that we're running long. Let's just keep rolling.
We'll do it at the end of the party.
Great.
Great. Stay for the end of the party for the post-party party. Thank you all. Congratulations to our winners. This has been an incredible night. Breathe in. Breathe out. That was wonderful. All of that. I'm going to invite Cindy, Gwenna, and Abra up on stage. We are finishing our awards ceremony, but we're also finishing our conference, our time together here in 2024. As we heard at our annual meeting, there will be other events this year that we will meet and engage and be a part of. And we want you to be a part of those, so you're going to send an email to those emails I mentioned earlier. And now for some closing remarks. Routine change.
Thank you so much for welcoming us to host this conference in Chicago. Personally, for me, I'm based in New York right now, but Chicago is the roots of my theater education career and where I gained experience and met my mentors in my career. So it has been very personally really special for me to come back to a place that holds so much meaning and where I learned so much. So thank you for that, and it's been so lovely to meet and re-meet so many of you and to learn from you this past couple of days. Y'all are great. I love you. Thank you.
To help us celebrate all of tonight's recipients, all of this weekend's recipients of love and joy and energy and hope. Join us at the party. Next door, we got band, we got food, text your friends, and don't forget to get your raffle tickets. We still have time for all those incredible prizes. Let's go dance.